Are you a British or American expat living... Nee, Richie Holzkopf, alle die deinen Kanal gucken sind Deutsche. Shh. As I was saying, are you a British or an American expat living in Germany? Richie Holzkopf, nix Amerikaner, nix Briten, alles Deutsche hier. Halt endlich dein Maul, du Scheißkartoffel. As I was saying, are you a British or an American expat, maybe an Australian? Maybe you're from New Zealand, an expat living here in Germany, and you're looking to get into YouTube, you want to be an expat YouTuber? Well, this is the guide for you. Mahlzeit, Richie here again with your ultimate guide to becoming an expat YouTuber in Germany. In this short, definitive guide, you will learn all the do's and don'ts to becoming a successful expat in Germany YouTuber. I'm going to start off with number one, totally misjudge your audience. Yes, number one, you have to start off, it's very important that you start off your channel thinking that your audience is going to be somebody from outside of Germany. You set yourself up to share your experiences with Germany, maybe like some kind of a travel log. You are new in Germany, some of the culture shocks you've experienced, the cultural differences between your country and the country in which you are resident, of course Germany, good old Germany. And you set it all up as if it was a kind of guide for people looking to come to visit Germany, wanting to know something about the country, that maybe people from your own country or from other English-speaking countries. And then you look at the statistics because you have one really successful video and you also notice that there are lots of comments, and all these comments are from German viewers and in German, and the statistics say, the YouTube statistics say, that all your viewers, 99% of your viewers are from Germany. Don't let this distract you. Carry on with the same old ploy, keep making the same content as if it was for somebody who's not German, telling them about Germany, but knowing all along that the people actually watching it are this strange species called the Germans, Germanicus horribilis, to give it their scientific name. They're just kind of obsessed about their own country, but also about YouTube in English. They want to watch YouTubers talking in English about Germany. Number two, dealing with viewer comments. Yes, number two is a very important part because you're going to be confronted with viewer comments, user comments down in the comment section. Where else? And these are going to be, first of all, they're all going to be in German, because the only viewers you're going to get are Germans. The only people interested in Germany are the Germans. And the very first thing you're going to have to do is, of course, learn German, because none of the comments are going to be in English in response to your English video. Also bear in mind that there are going to be some comments that you have to take more seriously and others that you have to take less seriously. For instance, you will be bombarded with regular comments asking you to produce videos. These are the exceptional comments that are sometimes written in English, requested by those really good-hearted people, those Germans that actually genuinely are interested in other cultures and are not just there to find out about Germany, but are maybe interested in the producer of the content. They request you to do videos talking about your home country and are really genuinely interested in American culture, British culture, New Zealand culture, or whatever it is, wherever you're from. And they will ask, there will be about 5 of these regularly on each video. Don't fall into the trap of producing content about your home country, because it will be these 5 people that comment who will be the only people watching it. Follow the rules. Produce content in the English language, but all about Germany for Germans, pretending that it's not for Germans. I will talk more about not producing content about your home country in part 4. You will no doubt also get many requests in the comment section saying that you should produce a video in the German language. Hör mal Richie, warum machst du nicht ein Video auf Deutsch? German me, halt die Pfanne. This one is a little bit more tricky in that you can make German videos and you also can't make German videos. There are a list of do's and don'ts which we're going to look at now in part 3. Part 3, the do's and don'ts of producing videos in the German language. Okay, as a general rule, I would say if you have now made it as a YouTuber, an expat YouTuber in Germany, making videos in the English language, pretending that they're for people who speak English but they're actually only for Germans, there are some simple rules as to whether you should actually accept the request and produce a video in the German language. And I would say, as a general rule, if you are not, first of all, if you are not between the ages of 18 to 25, maybe late 20s, and very, very attractive, don't make any videos in the German language. And 2, if you are competent in the German language, i.e. you can actually speak it reasonably well, don't make any videos in the German language. So only if you are young and really attractive. It works better if you're female as well and your German's not really that good. Then yes, I'd say go ahead, produce a video in German. But if not, leave it alone. The key is, of course, if you're pretty attractive and, you know, all your viewers have got a bit of a crush on you, and most importantly of all, Germans are well-known Besserwisser. They love to know it all and tell you exactly where you're going wrong, so make sure that your German's not really up to scratch and they have lots of things to correct you on. But don't worry about it, as long as you are young and sexy and your German's got enough mistakes in it so that the viewer can regularly correct you in the comments, he will be complimenting you along the way, cheering you along and saying, oh, it's really, really nice, accent's really important, make sure you've got a very thick accent, they love a good accent, and most of all, make lots of mistakes, get corrected as much as you can, and you'll be fine. More on making mistakes in part 7. Part 4, make content exclusively about Germany. Yes, addressing the point as promised that you should never ever make any content about other countries other than Germany, certainly no other languages or any of your other interests. That's maybe the downside of being an expat YouTuber in Germany. Once you have entered into this niche, there is no way out. You are stuck making content about Germany forever. You may move back to the United States and start trying to introduce something about American culture for your German viewers. Don't do it. They're not interested. Stick to the things you know, and most of all, stick to the things that your viewers know. Stick to cliches, terrible stereotypes. Talk about bread. Talk about healthcare. Talk about healthcare a lot, especially if you're from the USA. Talk about how everything in Germany is much better than everything in your home country, especially when you're talking about the healthcare system. Don't mention that the health system in Germany has been systematically and progressively eroded by consecutive neoliberal governments for the last however many decades. Don't mention that. Just say everything's better, and in America we don't have healthcare, and in the UK it's privatized, but in Germany it's great. Talk about bread. Talk about how great German bread is, and maybe beer as well. And did I mention bread? And don't, whatever you do, fall into the trap of producing a kind of more balanced argument. Don't fall into this trap, for instance, that Chris fell into, poor lad, of producing one video about the things that Americans can learn from the Germans, and then think, yeah, why not show the other side of the coin and produce this video? Look at those views. The Germans don't want to know. Number 5, dress appropriately, but in a kind of ironic hipster way. Number 6, führe Selbstgespräche. Führe Selbstgespräche? Was meinst du damit? Das ist ja gar kein Englisch. Deine ganzen Viewers, English Viewers, die verstehen das gar nicht. Oh, you know, German me, those bits where you do a thing, where you're talking to yourself. I don't know what to call it in English. You know, dialogues between you and a sort of fictional German character. Ja, verstehe. Eigentlich bescheuert sowas, ne? Yeah, it's a bit stupid, but, you know, the viewers tend to like it. Ja, stimmt, aber das Problem ist manchmal, wenn du sowas machst, dann sagen alle, du machst ja nur die eine nach, wie heißt die? Nelly geht ihren Weg oder sowas, ne? Aber als hätte sie das erfunden. Yeah, you're right, that is a problem. Ist dir aber aufgefallen bei diesen ganzen Videos, dass es immer eine Figur gibt? Normalerweise ist es so ein Gespräch zwischen den USA und Deutschland, oder soll ich lieber sagen Deutschland, und Deutschland spricht nur Englisch. Oh, guten Tag. My name is Deutschland, and we have healthcare and bread. Bread, healthcare, and more bread. What have you got, America? I'm here to führe Selbstgespräche. Was willst du von mir? Ich bin nicht Amerika, ich bin Kevin Keegan. Ich habe für HSV so gespielt in den 80er Jahren. Yeah, so denk dran, führe Selbstgespräche. And finally, number 7, don't forget to make many deliberate mistakes. In general, the YouTube online audience is a big bunch of know-it-alls. And there are no bigger know-it-alls than the Germans. Nee, Richie, das stimmt nicht. Ich habe die Statistik jetzt aufgerufen und es ist wissenschaftlich belegt, dass die Österreicher die größten Besserwisser und nicht die Deutschen. Yeah, write that in the comments. It's good for the algorithm. For example, if you're going to break one of my rules, I think it was rule number 4, was it number 5, about not producing content in the German language. If you are going to produce German language content, make sure you make at least one mistake. I, for instance, produced a whole video about trying to improve my German. You can click on that here. And I made one mistake. I said, I think, ich bin stolz über instead of ich bin stolz auf, which of course is a very obvious beginner mistake. How many comments did I receive about the video? Maybe about 100 comments. How many of those comments were about this one mistake? 99. But don't worry about it. Comments are very good for the algorithm. Make sure you make mistakes. Tell the Germans that Martin Luther was from Lower Saxony, for example. You'll have no end of comments and your channel will be pushed and pushed and pushed. Thank you very much for watching. This one goes out to all the Americans and the Brits out there watching, the expats in Germany. I hope this guide was indeed what it was meant to be, the definitive guide, the ultimate guide to setting yourself up, and I hope you have a rosy future as an expat in Germany YouTuber.